Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for Brighton against Liverpool in the Premier League. And isn't it great, actually? I can't remember the last 12:30 on a Saturday we actually did. It seems to be a few weeks, but look, we're starting to hit that period now where Champions League knockout games, Premier League games, they're not just 3 points. Well, they are, but there's a lot riding on them. Especially, I think when you look at the league table as it stands at the moment, I feel like Brighton have actually been doing a little bit better than they actually are in reality, I suppose. Because obviously, Man United drawing last night, I do think United will get top Champions League football, but it's really look at Liverpool. They're only a point ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea will be doing a watch-along for at 5:30. They go to Everton. I mean, if Everton were to beat Chelsea, I mean, that's all sorts of trouble. But that's for later. Liverpool not winning here would be problematic. They sort of need to put a bit of pressure on Villa. They need to put a bit of daylight between them and Chelsea. So I think Liverpool today need to produce something. But then you look at Brighton and what they've been doing in recent weeks. I mean, they aren't actually featured on that page because they're on 40 points. But they've won 3 of their last 4 games, which is a decent run for Brighton. So, they'll be looking to get a result here today. They are in a bit of form, but they didn't play midweek either. So I think for Liverpool, it's a tough one. Let's have a look at the teams as they come in. There we go. Brighton, no Belabor, because he's crap. And United want to spend 60 million on him. Verbruggen in goal. Wiefer, Van Heck, Dunk, Kadioglu, Milner and Gross, Hinchelwood, Gomez, Minte, and then Welbeck up front. They're weird, aren't they, Brighton? I mean, you look at their bench. Ayari is a good player. He's on the bench. Mitoma's on the bench. Balaba's on the bench. Rutter's on the bench. Big squad, Brighton, but I never really know what the best 11 is. As for Liverpool, well, they've gone with Marmoshtashvili in goal, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, McAllister, and then Gakpo and Ekitike. Mo Salah is not available. I don't know what that's all about, actually. If anyone in the chat can let us know, but there is no Mo for Liverpool. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, I thought he was back. I thought Mo Salah was back. So yeah, Mo's injured. He's got an injury for Liverpool. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. In a good thing, I think Liverpool have looked like they're playing with 10 men with Salah. In a bad thing, he actually played quite well in the last game. So, there you go. Kickoff's been delayed by 15 minutes due to an accident on the way, which is absolutely fine. We've got plenty to talk about, so get your super chats in. Make sure you share the video. Let's have a look. He was injured in the Galatasaray game, says King, and I don't know how long he's out for, but fundamentally it might not be a bad thing for Liverpool, to be fair. He won't be available for Egypt either, says Danny. World Cup coming up. And if Salah and Shaw tear their ACLs and MCLs, United and Liverpool would finish the season better, says Wet Fart FC. I mean, incredible. Absolutely incredible comment there, but there we go. Who takes a penalty for Liverpool when Salah is out? And are you doing any more watch-alongs today, says Usman. So we are doing Everton-Chelsea at 5:30. I think you can forgive me in not partaking in the 8 o'clock game today, which is Leeds-Brentford. I mean, I can think of a million things I'd rather do on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock than watch Leeds against Brentford. I mean, that's a very, very, very low bar. I'm not a massive fan of 8 o'clock games on a Saturday anyway, but certainly not Leeds-Brentford. There's only one 3 p.m. today. It's Fulham against Burnley in the 3 p.m. games. And then you've got Everton-Chelsea at 5:30, Leeds-Brentford at 8 o'clock. Then tomorrow, Newcastle against Sunderland at 12. And then Villa-West Ham and Spurs-Forest at 2:15, which we will be live for because it's such a big game in the Premier League. And then in Carabao Cup at 4:30 tomorrow. So lots going on, of course, to get involved in. Won't be doing Newcastle Sunderland, no, because Seb's got his cup final tomorrow morning. So we will be hopefully, well, we won't be down the pub, but, well, we could. He could have a Coke. Anyway, back to the chat. I heard Welbeck signed a new contract, says Rajaf. I feel something. I feel he has something for me today. The aura is going to be insane. Also, Szoboszlai is going to cook as usual. And Jimmy Lad, thanks for the second super chat of the show already. He says, do you believe Rio should make the England World Cup squad? He's great off the bench and could be our breakthrough star. No hype around him at all, Jimmy, to be fair. I've not heard anything about him being called up. I do believe that he is an interesting player, but I've not heard anything about him making a World Cup squad. And let's not forget, I mean, what were your thoughts on the World Cup squad, by the way? I don't know whether I've got it in front of me. England squad. No. That's not what I want to look at. I can't see it. Right, I got it now. So he's picked 5 goalkeepers. I suppose I mean, look, I'm glad that you raised that point because I did want to talk about this. And this delay, the kickoff has been delayed by what is effectively 15 minutes, but we're 10 minutes off now, 12:45 kickoff. I think that there was a few omissions that sort of caught my eye. I think the Trent Alexander-Arnold one is rather interesting, really, because I look at right back for England and I'm like, what's he going to do? Because Liveramento's the only real right back. You've got Dan Burn, Gahey, Hall, Konza, Liveramento, Maguire, O'Reilly, Kwanzaa, Spence, Stones, Tamori. There's not really a right back there other than Liveramento, which seems a little bit... Well, Spence can play right back as well as left back, I suppose. But it just seems a little bit light for a World Cup squad there. And he has been playing for Real Madrid. So, I mean, look, maybe there's something a little bit personal going on. But... yeah, it's strange. I don't really understand. No Reece James, of course, because of injury. Hopefully he can get back as well. But yeah, leaving Trent out of a 35-man squad is quite interesting. Just on the game, I think a lot of people think it would have kicked off by now. It's been delayed by 15 minutes because of traffic issues on the build-up. So we'll keep you up to date with that. Rajaf says, I think Madueke should start over Saka. For England, JMR says, I think Trent can't defend, so it would be pointless bringing him in. Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't really have a lot of options. And it's a Real Madrid right back. So I'm surprised he hasn't put Trent in, let me be honest on that one. Obviously, it's a 35-man squad, so you're going to get people like Maguire and Tamori and Kwanzaa who get a chance. Into the midfield, obviously Anderson, Bellingham, Henderson, Rice, Rodgers, we expected. I think Garner, Mainu, Wharton are probably battling it out for the other spot. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. And I don't think anybody in the midfield massively deserves to get in there. I do think Scott at Bournemouth's an interesting player and is a little bit unlucky. Probably playing for Man United has helped Mainu over playing for Bournemouth for Scott. Having said that, James Garner got in there from Everton. And forwards-wise, Bowen, Calvert-Lewin, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Kane, Madueke, Palmer, Rashford, Saka, Solanke. I mean, the drop-off of Ollie Watkins and the ignorance of Tony, I suppose, because I don't think Solanke is really very good, in my opinion. So I'm very surprised to see Solanke in there. Calvert-Lewin in there just shows you that he's had a good season, but also the drop-off in English strikers. I mean, if I'm being honest, beyond Harry Kane, we're in trouble. Like, if Harry Kane gets injured, we've got Calvert-Lewin or Solanke as out-and-out strikers. And that just shows you that we're just not producing strikers in this country anymore, are we? So it is a little bit of concern. Ollie Watkins hasn't been very good this season. Danny Welbeck might have been worth a shout as well. I agree with Alexandra. So, yeah, not Liam Delap. Not Liam Delap. What about Harvey Barnes? Probably does deserve a call-up. But Phil Foden's in there on reputation, let's be honest. He doesn't even play for Man City anymore. I don't know why Phil Foden's going, other than reputation. Eze has had a good last few weeks. Otherwise, I think he'd have been in trouble because he wasn't really playing. But yeah, I think on form, Harvey Barnes probably does deserve to be there. But there's a bit of reputational stuff there, isn't there, when you think about it? Yeah, I'm looking at this squad. Where's Cole Palmer? I'm sure he was in the squad. Has Cole Palmer been left out? sure I saw Cole Palmer in the squad. Yeah, he's there with Madueke. Yeah, Cole Palmer's definitely there as well. So, yeah. There we go with that. Is the game delayed by 2 hours or am I crazy? No, it's delayed by 15 minutes. Otherwise, I'm stopping the stream. That would be a hell of a delay if they delayed it by 2 hours. Bruno G or Tonali poll, please, says Elliot. Also, what was your thoughts on the... Actually, we will come back to that because that was not a super chat. So I'm pulling rank here. Was it a penalty on Ahmad last night? Yes or no? Man United are apparently going to file a complaint against the PGMOL that they didn't get a penalty on Ahmad last night. Was it a penalty or not? Honestly, I was really annoyed last night, but I was also abundantly aware that we didn't play very well. Waking up this morning, I've moved on and I'm more focused on the fact that we didn't play very well. Like half our team were crap last night. Luke Shaw, Dalot, Maguire, Casemiro, Ahmad. There was a lot of poor performances in Burmo. So we didn't play very well. And yeah, it would have been nice to win again. But in reality, it's probably not bad that we drew because it sort of needs to shine a light on the fact that we didn't play well and we haven't been playing well for weeks. And we've had a lot of luck as well. I mean, look, Romero, half an hour, gets sent off. Lacroix, Palace gets sent off. I know we lost to Newcastle, but another sending off. So we've had a lot of decisions go our way over the last few weeks. I'm sort of like, it's a little bit over the top to be writing to the PGMOL. I mean, they're crap. Everybody knows it. Like, they're not going to do anything. So I'm sort of over it. I thought it was. I think the thing is, you know, this is why I like That's Football, because on United Stand it will just be, you know, red tinted glasses. The Cunha one, he sort of dives. The Evan Nilsson one, he dives. And the Bruno and the Ahmad one, he dives. They all die. They don't die. They all dived. But that's a bigger problem. They all felt contact and they all went down. There's no way Maguire on Evan Nilsson should take him down for the contact. There's no way that Cunha off that shirt pull should fall on the floor. And there's no way that Ahmad should fall on the floor from a little tug. So they're all simulation, if we want to be honest. But they all should be given as penalties. That's my argument. Like, the consistency is to give all three or don't give all three, because they all do the same thing. None of them, grown men, should be going on the floor from that. If they were like trying to catch a train and that happened, none of them would fall over. Like, there's just not enough contact. But that's the problem with the modern game, isn't it? There is an element of simulation, as always, and referees are probably aware of that, and that's why I think we sometimes get the inconsistency, because it's so obvious that the contact for none of them is enough. So you're almost looking at whether you think the action's a foul or not. And I think Ahmad's was a foul if you think Maguire's was a foul, and it's the inconsistency. But in the Premier League, we get it all the time. We'll probably get it in this game today. Do you think he will take all of Bellingham, Foden, Palmer, Rodgers for the actual 26? What big name do you think will be missing? I think it's got to be Foden. ZM. It's got to be Foden who misses out in my mind. Anyway, players are coming out now. Thank you very much for your super chats there. Mark, do you think Liverpool could miss out on top 5 if they were to go deep in the Champions League? I'm just thinking what my prediction was today. Both me and Robbie went with a draw in this game. I think the problem with Liverpool is they've not been playing very well, and they're playing on a Saturday lunchtime straight after a Wednesday night game. And I remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Mourinho and Pep moaning about these very circumstances. Now, I don't know whether Arne Slot said anything, but it is difficult to go from, you know, a Champions League game of massive importance on a Wednesday night into a 12:30 game away against one of the informed teams in the league. If Brighton can play with some intensity and Liverpool are a little bit off, I think this has got a Brighton result written all over it. And for Liverpool, that's catastrophic because they need to win. I mean, with Man United dropping points yesterday, Potentially Villa dropping points tomorrow, Chelsea tonight. It could be a good weekend for Liverpool. They've got to find a way. Brandon says Slot was moaning. I think he's right to moan, actually. I think he is right to moan, but that's just the modern game. You know, sometimes I think when I walk out the room, what if they were my last ever words? You know, what if I just retired after that? I think he's right to moan, actually. But that's the modern game. They were the last words Goldbridge ever said about anything to do with football on a stream. It's mad, isn't it? Somebody was a bit profound before the start of the game, but I was having this chat with somebody a couple of weeks ago in the pub, and it was like they were coming out with this. No matter what age you are, I mean, old enough to watch this and understand it, but you know, you could be 9 years of age, or you could be 99. In your life, you'll have spoken to somebody for the last time already. That's mad, isn't it? When you think about it. There'll be somebody in your life that you've spoken to for the last time already. It could have been a driving instructor, it could be a family member, an ex-partner, you know. It's true. I often think what my last words will be as a content creator. I worry what they might be. You know, they won't be my words, but as I say it in my head, you're definitely cancelled. You know, that would be a concern. I'd like it to be my way. At the end of, I did it my way. It could be, I'm having a heart attack. Call an ambulance. Pratt would be good, but yeah, I don't get profound about that stuff. By the way, just in case somebody's getting a little bit deep about how, you know, and you probably are all thinking you actually have said your last words to certain people in your life. You'll never speak to them again. It's just the way it is. I actually don't care because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm probably not talking to them for a reason. Like, I'll never speak to my primary school teacher again because I'm not going back to primary school. I'll never speak to friends that I haven't spoken to for years because I don't value them. I'll never speak to an ex-partner because I dumped them, you know. So it's fine, really. I'm okay with it. Although I do actually think, like, my granddad died quite suddenly. And I don't remember what I've actually never thought of this before. I feel quite sad now. My granddad died quite suddenly. He was just watching TV and he had a hemorrhage, brain hemorrhage. And this was the person who got me into football. And I don't actually remember the last time I saw him. I don't remember what I said to him either. I know what I'd like to have said, so I think that's really important. But I don't remember. It would have been like one Sunday afternoon going round to see him in McGran and, you know, just saying goodbye probably. But, yeah. Anyway, on with the football. We're ready. Let's go. Szoboszlai just boots it long for touch. Oh, my God. These kickoffs are getting worse. Fucking hell. Oh, my God. I've just seen Szoboszlai boot for touch from a kickoff. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse, man. You know. That is... I mean, I'm sure they're not the only one. But fucking hell. I don't care whether PSG do it. I don't care whether Prime Brazil do it. It's fucking stupid. These people need to be called out. This percentage game bollocks. It's the beautiful game. It's not the percentage game. Both are penalties, Mark. Defenders shouldn't be doing that. You never played football. Says Guna. Mate, I don't know what you're talking about. You just literally just said what I've said. Shit comment. Thank you very much. Tanishk says, Thiago Silva just turned 41 and completed 1,000 games. He's still playing for a competitive Porto side. Surely he's ahead of Ramos now as the epitome. I think he's the most significant departure from Chelsea in recent years. Slot's not very happy. As always, bloody Burnley last word, says Ian O'Connell. Hope you're doing well. Amazing Thwaites free kick against Blackburn today, says Carlo. He was mentioned on the United stand this morning. Would you take Trent at United? What does he do now, says Keel. I would not take Trent at Man United, no. I don't want an ex-player and I don't want a mercenary. So he doesn't have the personality trait of what United need, and also he used to play for Liverpool. So no, get out. I've had a super chat from Snoopy10. He says, the lack of consistency on fouls, handballs and penalties over the last 2 or 3 years is astonishing. Back in the 2010s, you would know what a foul or handball was. Not anymore. It's completely up to the referee's interpretation. Look, I'm not even bothered about United not getting the penalty last night, because if you watch That's Football, you'll know. I've been saying this about the PGMOL and referees for a long time. It's just crap across the board. Man United aren't a victim. They're just a consistent run of victim of shit officiating. Ekatike's down. Looks a bit like a dead leg for Ekatike. I don't think he's injured. I just think he's probably, if anyone's ever... I mean, I probably haven't had a dead leg in about 20 years. It's definitely a footballing injury. And it does hurt. But I think he'll be okay. What do you think the meta tactic will be at the World Cup, says Luke? Well, I don't think it will be long throw-ins and corners, because I don't think the timing is going to help with that. On Ekatike, he might not be getting up here. He's in a lot of pain. Definitely think it's a dead leg. Do you think Champions League games should be moved to the weekend or stay midweek? Definitely midweek, yeah. What do you think of the Wisconsin? Yeah, I'm not reading that, Fraser. I tell you what I'm really annoyed about, talking about moving games to the weekend. You know what's really pissed me off, and I think it's going to piss a lot of people off, is that we've got an international break coming up, which I'm actually looking forward to. Next Thursday night, we're going to do all the World Cup qualifiers. Friday night, we've got England's game. And then the following Tuesday night is the qualifiers again for the World Cup. Ekatike, I think, is coming off here. Oh no, he's walking a little bit better now. What's pissed me off is the weekend after the weekend after the international break, it's exclusively FA Cup. Exclusively FA Cup quarterfinals. No Premier League games at all. So for Man United, we don't play next weekend, and we don't play the weekend after that. We don't play for 3 weeks because they've killed off Premier League for the weekend after for the FA Cup. So we've got an exclusive FA Cup weekend the weekend after the international break. And they did it last year, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Nobody gives a shit about the FA Cup. And giving it another exclusive weekend is incredible to me. It needs to go or be updated, I think. What do you think? I've done that one from Fraser. Well, I haven't done that one. Nice ball over the top here to Gakpo. And Milner with a strong challenge there as well. Ekatike's back on. He's going to try and run it off. Just put the FA Cup midweek, yeah. Jacob, I agree. I don't think cup competition should be played at weekends anymore. They're crap. GJS says, am I missing something with Luke Shaw? Why does every analyst and pundit say he's playing so well when he's been awful? Either he spends a lot of money on advertising or they're fucking clueless. Ekitike is coming off. It's a big blow because they haven't really got anybody. They didn't buy a striker. They're still waiting on... who are they still waiting on? They're still waiting on Isak to come back. Apparently he might be back for the PSG game. I don't expect that to be a long-term injury for Ekitike, although he is crying. Somebody should just tell him it's a dead leg. Liverpool going to lose now, says Kempo. I mean, he's really upset, but if it's a dead leg, he'll be back in a couple of weeks, a couple of days maybe. He might not have had a dead leg before, says S-Clad. I mean, we all saw it. It was like it was a knee to the thigh. You're going to be very you don't get bad injuries from a knee to the thigh unless he's broke it. But hi Mark, what teams do you believe are going to get promoted from the Championship? Love from Australia, says Howie. I would say that Coventry are definitely going to get promoted with 77 points. They're 8 points clear of Ipswich. I think Middlesbrough, it's hard to say. I feel like Ipswich and Coventry will come up, and then it'll be the playoffs for the rest. I mean, Wrexham could do it. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do share the video. We're close to 7,000 watching. This is good play by Frimpong. And Sposley over the bar. Liverpool have started off quite well here. Ekitike had been called up for France, says James. That might be why he's disappointed. Fair point, well made. Actually, I wanted to do that. I wanted to just start reading. You know, the World Cup is on the horizon. We've got the qualifiers coming up next week. I wanted to start telling you the squads of teams that are being built. We can probably do it at half time, but the French squad. Magnon, Samba, Chavalier. Hold on, Szoboszlai goes for a shot. No, from the halfway line. Digne, Gusto, Hernandez, Kalulu, Kanate, Saliba, Upamecano. Camavinga, Kante, still gets called up for France, by the way. Rabiot, Kone, Tchouameni, and Zaire Emery. And then Akliakush, Shirky, Dembele, Doué, Ekitike, Mawani, Mbappe, Elise, and Thuram. I mean, that French team. I think that French team's interesting. Defensively, I think it's good. Midfield, I think, is their weakest spot now because I don't think there's some good players in there, but there's not like a worldie in there, is there? Rabiot, Tchouameni, Zaire Emery, Kone, Kante, Camavinga. But up front, bloody hell. Cherki, Dembele, and ball through there to Gakpo. Elise, Mbappe, they've got some Doué, they've got some bloody good attackers, France. Very good attackers. Do you give Ireland much chance of qualifying? Thanks for your super chat, Ian. I'd love to see them qualify. Christian says Ireland are going to win the whole thing. S-Clad says slot swapping a forward for a midfielder tells you everything. Well, it does, really. You know, I think the problem that Liverpool had is that Man City go and buy Semenyo and Guehi in January, and Liverpool don't do anything. And I know they had a good summer, but they needed to do something. I think Liverpool or Chelsea might not be in the Champions League next year if Villa can get their act together. I mean, obviously Villa's focus is now going to be the Europa League. Bologna in the next round isn't too bad a draw for them. But in the league, you've got West Ham, Forest, Sunderland. Those next 3 games, if they could get 6 or 7 points, I think they'd be in a very good position. And they're running. The running for the running for Villa isn't bad on paper, league-wise. Of the 7 games left, they've got West Ham at home, Forest away, Sunderland at home, Fulham away, Spurs at home, Burnley away, and then Liverpool at home. So if Villa could get their act together in the league, they could still get top 5. When you look at like Liverpool's running, considering Liverpool have got to play PSG, this is Liverpool's running. So obviously they've got Man City in the FA Cup. Then they've got PSG away. Then they've got Fulham at home, PSG, Everton, Palace at home, United away, Chelsea at home, Villa away. Their last 3 games for Liverpool are going to be really interesting. Almost a cup final. And then Chelsea's last 7, well, they are out of Europe. Still in the FA Cup, Port Vale. Everton away today, Man City at home, Man United at home, Brighton away, Forest at home, Liverpool away, Spurs at home, Sunderland away. Chelsea, I think, are in big shit. Big shit. And bad kick out there from the Liverpool goalkeeper. And you know, Enzo Fernandez. Was that a true quote from Enzo Fernandez? By the way, did you hear this from Enzo Fernandez? Like, let me read this out to you. Goal! Goal! Let me read this out to you. Goal! Danny Welbeck, former Man United legend, has scored against Liverpool. Oh, that's a good goal. That's a big goal in the Champions League. 1-0 Welbeck. That's what we used to call him. We didn't. I've just christened him that. But let me tell you, 1-0. Exactly the start we needed in a game like this. And Danny Welbeck, Danny Melbeck, get me a glass of Melbeck. It's too early. But 1-0 to Brighton here. I told you. I said it was going to be a difficult game for Liverpool. Cross to the back post. Exploit Kirkes because he's crap. And then Welbeck on Konate. Konate trying to say there's a foul. I mean, how many times do we see this season? Teams exploiting Kirkes. He's been... What's Kirkes even doing? He's heading thin air. That won't be a foul, by the way, on Konate. Shut up. That's a goal. But Liverpool fans, talk to me about Kirkes. Talk to me about Kirkes. How many times do teams exploit Kirkes on that back post? It's like incredible. Incredible. Konate's a little bit weak for me. 1-0. 1-0. Game on. Redback Spider says, always good to watch a Mark Goldbridge to finish the week on a high after a shitty week. Oh, it could have been 1-1. Got a good game here in the sun. Brighton. Be a few Scousers. I mean, it's a lovely weekend. Brighton. It's a lovely place. Rajaf says, I called it, Mark. I called it pure aura. I'll find that Enzo Fernandez quote in a minute, but Liverpool in a bit of trouble here. Rebecca says, thanks for your super chat, Rebecca. She says, what's going on with Gold Devils being the last game on Monday? I'll have to have a nap so I can stay up. Yeah, we're in the graveyard shift on Monday night, Baller League. We're playing 10:30 is the last game. I'll be on. I'm going down early, so I'll be streaming on my channel. But hopefully we can get off to a good, get a good win this week, hopefully. Stephen Willock says, Szoboszlai has a huge head when you see it side on. Okay. Thank you very much for that. So I'm going to try and find you this Enzo post because it was really interesting what he said about Chelsea. Obviously, there's been hints of him He said this: what happened before and between Maresca's departure from the outside? I had to ask about it. I don't understand it either. Sometimes there are things that we players don't understand and how and what they are trying to manage things. Obviously, it was the departure that hurt us a lot because we had an identity. He gave us an order, even though, as is the way in football, sometimes it's good and bad. But he always had a very clear identity when it came to training and playing. And obviously, his departure has hurt us a lot, especially in the middle of the season. It cuts everything short. So Enzo just basically clearly not happy at Chelsea and not happy about the departure of Maresca. But Chelsea could be in real shit. Yeah, Chelsea could be in real shit. They've got the hardest running, and when you look at that league table, obviously Liverpool could be helping them a little bit today, but Chelsea are the team in 6th. And they've got a very, very difficult run in. Like I say, they've got to go to Anfield. They've got to play Man City. They've got to play Man United. They've got to go to Brighton. Interesting run in for Chelsea. But it's 1-0 here, Liverpool. They're still in the Champions League, of course. Frimpong. Not quick enough there against Minty. But Liverpool would not want to be conceding first today because having played on Wednesday night, they're probably going to be tired. Brighton, more energy. They're going to be playing on the front foot. Sorry, I just lost my live chat there. Do you think under Blueco, Chelsea will become the Leipzig of the Premier League, producing, developing, then flipping for profit, says Christopher? I don't think Chelsea fans will be very happy about that. One thing you have to say about Chelsea is that they have, over the years, been quite... what's the word? Well, they have won titles. They've won titles, haven't they? So I don't think the fans will be very happy with that. I think a lot of people have said that Villa will be the team that don't finish in the top 5 and that'll allow Chelsea and Liverpool to get in. If Villa win the Europa League and they finish in the top 5, it doesn't go down to 6th. That spot goes to somebody else. It doesn't go to an English club. So if Villa are in the top 5 and they win the Europa League, we don't get 6 in the Champions League. How highly do you rate Hertzler, says Rajaf? I'm not a big fan, really. I think they're a bit inconsistent for me. I think Brighton, when you look at the likes, I think they should be doing a little bit better. A True Gent says, as a Gooner, United were robbed yesterday, mate. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but I actually disagree. I think it was a bad officiating decision, but we all get bad officiating decisions. I think United were their own worst enemy because I didn't think Bournemouth played very well. Half our team played shit, and it was a missed opportunity. We didn't actually play well enough to win the game without that penalty. Oh my God! Another chance for Brighton from a cross. Could have been 2. What happens if Villa win the Europa League and finish 6th? They go in the Champions League and so forth. Abe says 6th they'll get Champions League if Villa win the Champions League. No, they won't. Talking out your bloody arse, mate. Don't come on here. Don't come on here spreading your lies and your filth. Don't listen to Abe. He's talking absolute shite. We do not get Champions League spot in 6th if Villa finish in the top 5 and get the Europa League. You want to know why? Because the Europa League winner is a standalone allocated Champions League spot. It doesn't transfer to the league the player came from. So Beware of false prophets. If Chelsea finish sixth, good save by the keeper and a good header. I think it was McAllister. If Chelsea finish sixth and Villa finish fifth and win the Europa League, Chelsea don't get Champions League football. How many goals do you think PSG will beat Liverpool by? I think people are just getting a little bit over the top about that. You look at Chelsea in the first half an hour in Paris, they actually played quite well. Obviously, I understand the final score over 2 legs, but the bottom line is Liverpool haven't been very good this season. By their high standards, they haven't. I'm doing Everton against Chelsea, that too, later, yes, at 5:30. I have seen the Dune 3 trailer, yeah. Free kick to Liverpool here, edge of the box. Stupid by Gomez because they've only gone and got one of the best set-piece specialists from the edge of the box in world football in Szoboszlai. So this silly little foul to give away, certainly. And as AFC Iron says, this could be a free kick. This could be a Szoboszlai goal. From this position, very difficult for the goalkeeper. I'm going to watch all the qualifiers, Daniel. They'll be live next Thursday on this channel. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out. Please do subscribe to the channel. We are on the road. That is completely wrong. How is that wrong? How are we on... Oh, no, that's right. 1.46 is right. I'm thinking... Yeah, we are on 1.46. We're trying to get to 1.5 million subscribers before the end of the season. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. If you have subscribed, just share the video. We are, quick maths, 47 subscribers away from 464,000 subscribers. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Szoboszlai with the free kick here. Millwall versus Ipswich, 3rd and 4th. A chance for 2nd, says Mercer. Liverpool with a wall in front of the wall. Over the bar. Do you know why they do the wall in front of the wall? Partially distraction, but partially a bit of a guider for Szoboszlai to get it up and over. But it's over. Are you doing any watch-alongs tomorrow, says Vidan? Yes, we're doing... We're doing Spurs against Forest, and then we're doing the Carabao Cup final tomorrow. So yeah, double watch-alongs tomorrow. Not at the same time. Another free kick here, and a yellow card for Minty. Ewan says, "What team do you think will get relegated?" Charlie Coffey says, "Why was Ekitike subbed?" I think he had a bit of a dead leg. What teams do I think will get... I didn't realise Leeds were so close to... I mean, Leeds aren't safe, is what I'm trying to say. They definitely do need a result. Minty off EastEnders, says Maz. Oh, those are the days. Szoboszlai with a little dink to Van Dijk, and a corner ends up for Liverpool. Ben says, what are your thoughts on Kinski being back in the net for Spurs? What? When? Why? Yeah, Leeds I felt were safe, but they've sort of got dragged back in, haven't they, a little bit, because they are currently 32 points. Spurs are 30, and Forest and West Ham are 29. So they're only one result off getting pulled in. But they've got a big game tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tonight against Brentford. If they could win that, it gives them some breathing space. But anyway, to answer the question, the 3 clubs that will go down, Burnley, Wolves and... It's really hard. It's really hard. I don't think Spurs will go down. I think it'll be West Ham. I think West Ham will go down. Yeah. But it's very difficult to predict. I mean, at least we've got a relegation battle for once. Ipswich just scored. Vicario needs surgery. Ooh, I mean, that's not good news for Liverpool, for Spurs, is it? So 1-0 to Brighton here. Deservedly so. Liverpool in a nightmare situation where they desperately need Champions League football next year. And they won't want to get dragged into that race for 5th. They need to start winning games. But they're losing here to Brighton. And of course, Brighton with a week off. They're at home. Liverpool played on Wednesday night. And they've got to chase the game now. Vicario is only having minor surgery during the international break. He's still in contention to play tomorrow, says Flux. Thank you very much. Yeah. I've never watched Daredevil. I do need to find a film for tonight after the United stand. I've got an itchy nose. Oh, another corner here for Liverpool. Poll on who's better at free kick. Ward-Prowse or Szoboszlai, says Yusuf. 68% of you said it should have been a penalty to Ahmad, by the way, last night. Let me set this one up. Start a poll. Better free kick taker. Ward-Prowse. Szoboszlai. I've probably spelt it wrong. I have definitely spelt it wrong. What about the Peaky Blinders movie? Goal. It's been given. 1-1 Liverpool. Don't even know what happened. Kirkez with his crap haircut. Can't stand his hair. Can't stand Kirkez's hair. I've said it before, I'll say it again. What have Brighton done here? It's a long ball over the top. Kirkez is onside. Oh, yeah. Keeper. Defender. Dunk. Dunk tries to flick the ball back. Kirkez runs through and pops it over the goalkeeper. Fair play. 1-1. A gift by Brighton to Liverpool. And I tell you what, that's a very good time for Liverpool to score. That's disappointing. That's disappointing, I've got to say. I mean, look, that's football. I do try to be, most of the time, 99% of the time, impartial. And it was a good goal by Kirkez. He anticipated the high line, got in behind. And Liverpool have been the better side, to be fair. Liverpool have been the better attacking side. But obviously, from a Champions League point of view, I would like to see Liverpool drop points like we did. They've still got Baleba to come off the bench, though. I mean, he's a worldie. He is a world-class player, so that could change things. Good interception there by Brighton. And Liverpool will bring it away. No Salah today, he's injured. No Ekitike, he went off injured. But Liverpool have got back into the game. Dunk doesn't get in the England squad, does he? No, he doesn't. No, he wasn't in the England squad. Ooh, shot there from Brighton, just over the bar. Villa could drop out the top 5 and still get Champions League by winning the Europa League, says Forux. I mean, I feel like you're telling us that like you figured out an equation. We all know. Because Spurs did it last year. What about the Peaky Blinders movie, Mark? I don't think it's out yet, Stephen. Oh, is it out last night? Is it on Netflix? What second striker would you take to the World Cup? I mean, if anything happens to Harry Kane, we may as well not bother going. Kirkes gives up a throw in there. Mark, what are your favourite football boots? Well, probably Puma Kings, but I wouldn't wear them now. Predators are good. Watkins that hasn't been called up. I think that's just because he's been so bad this season. You could play Rashford up front, yeah. Aziki says, yes, Mark, how's it going? Good, pal. Hope you're doing well. Sabozlai has beaten Ward-Prowse on who is the better free kick taker. He could also play Gordon centrally as well, like he does for Newcastle. So, yeah. I don't rate Solanke and I don't rate Calvert-Lewin. I think they're just, you know, good play by Minte. Won't get a foul, though. It's been quite an open game, this. A slight delay in the kickoff because of a traffic incident, but Brighton going 1-0 ahead through Welbeck. And then Liverpool obviously getting back into it with a goal from Kirkes. Who remembers Naf Naf jackets, says Kev? I do, actually. I never had one. What would you change about the modern game? Says Interzone. I think the Premier League could be back to being a good league next year if we put 10-second limits on throw-ins, 20-second limits on corners, and we stop giving soft fouls and get the game flowing. Those three things would change the game. It's two-stop start, the Prem. Brighton have done a lot better since they've gone 1-0 down. I don't know what's happening with my game here. It just keeps bloody jolting. I've lost 5. I've literally lost. I'm losing seconds here. What's going on? Oh, it's all fucking freezing. How can it be freezing on a bloody hot summer's day? I think my Wi-Fi's messing up here. Ark says, what's with your Wi-Fi? I think it's jolting a little bit. Better not be a bloody goal. Man City versus... Oh, it's women. Don't worry. I'm still... No, that's alright, it's better now. Shari says, what are your thoughts? Oh, I thought he volleyed that in. He volleyed it wide. What are your thoughts, says Shari, on the Trent Alexander-Arnold not making the England squad? I've got to say, it's not even a proper England squad. It's an enhanced squad. It's 35 instead of 26. So for him to not be in a 35-man England squad, I think it's incredible, really. Yeah. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've nearly got 10,000 watching, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Josh says, Frimpong's got to be up there with one of the worst fullbacks I've ever seen. He was fantastic at Leverkusen. Look, I think Liverpool are very good at this as well. We've seen it with Gravenberch. We've seen it with Fabinho in the past. Sometimes a Liverpool can buy a player. The first season they're a little bit lackluster, and then the second season they're brilliant. So I wouldn't be writing off the likes of Frimpong and Kerkez and Wirtz just yet. Because you just don't know what might happen in season 2. But I think Frimpong was brilliant at Leverkusen. And I'd have took him at United. But then again, we have got Delo. They are replacing. And also, you've got to look at what you're replacing as well. Kerkez maybe has been a bit up and down this season, as has Frimpong. But you are replacing 2 of the best fullbacks in Europe. Redback Spider says, rumour has it that Chuck Norris will carry his own coffin and deliver his own eulogy. I seen a guy out of Buffy the Vampire Slayer died as well. Can't remember his name, but... Daniel says, the problem with timers is that it will make everybody get more tired with the volume of games. Minte, I mean, he's pulling him there on the edge of the box. Referee, fucking hell. Mate, Konate's pulling him back there. Watch this by Konate. He pulls him back. He's pulling him back. Should have been at least a foul. Do you drink coffee, Mark? I had a lovely coffee this morning on the United Stand, Hannah. I've now got a cup of tea. Yeah, Daniel, you keep asking the same thing, so it's a timeout. Sorry. You've asked it about 10 times, and I don't even know why. I literally just answered it. Is the Ekatike injury bad, says Mike. Look, to me, it looked like it was a dead leg, so it shouldn't be too bad. You'd expect him to be back. Well, international break, isn't it? Max is on the Stella. Is it too early? I walked past my local pub at about 11:30. Took the dog out for a walk, and it's a nice sunny day. People were supping pints. I think if you're Liverpool, you'd be quite happy with this first half. Going 1-0 down, it's very important they get a result. Getting back to 1-1. It's sort of got the feeling of Forest away and Sunderland away for Liverpool. Difficult away games where they found a way of winning despite not playing that well. And, you know, you've got to admire that from Liverpool because they haven't been very good this season, but they have still managed to get results to keep them in this Champions League spots. What do you think Szoboszlai's best position is, says Nicholas? I would put him on either as a 10 or an attacking winger. He's used too defensively by Slot. The fuck is Dunk doing? Is he just trying to make the goalkeeper's life easy? Trying to chest it to the goalkeeper there and it goes for a corner. I think Szoboszlai's best position is as a number 10. Yeah, I think he's a number 10, in my opinion. Ben says, what's your thoughts on Gakpo? Liverpool fans get irritated by him cutting in every time. Let's see what happens with this corner, because Liverpool tend to be good at corners, although it's been cleared away. I actually felt like Gakpo would be a good signing, and I was a little bit disappointed when Man United missed out on him. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed when Man United missed out on Gakpo, but having seen him at Liverpool for the last couple of years, he's very hit and miss, isn't he? Literally. Imagine Spurs relegated and Wrexham promotion. So much history being made. Says who to blame. And imagine. I don't know whether the tweet still exists, or I don't think it was a tweet. I think it was a clip I did on the podcast. People need to dig that out. Switch it to Minty. Oh, play on, ref. This ref's crap as well. How is he not playing off? How is he not playing advantage there? Watch this here, right? Brighton have got a brilliant advantage. It's a foul by Konate. Why is he not playing an advantage there? Imagine Spurs relegated and Wrexham promotion. So much history being made. Well, yeah, this is what I was about to say. A few years ago, I was doing a podcast with Will, Goldbridge Saves Football, and I said Wrexham have got more chance of Wrexham will win the Premier League before Spurs. And everyone was like, oh, he's an idiot. Well, next season, Wrexham could be in the Premier League and Spurs could be in the Championship. So, you know. Who's right and who's wrong? Minte. He's in, up against Konate. Koros. Oh, come on. Just wide. Another cross comes in. Terrible by Frimpong. Minte's got it. He's still in the box. Lots of Liverpool players back. He's done quite well. Wins a corner. We've got 5 minutes added on here. Corner to Brighton. Lovely day on the south coast. Although she's got a big coat on and she's picking her nose, look. She's got a big coat on and she's there like this, picking them and looking at them and eating them. Maybe it's not as warm in Brighton as we thought. Always like to do a weather update. It's 11 degrees. That's not actually that warm, is it? Looks warmer than it is the truthful answer. At half time, we're going to go through some of the World Cup squads. Nicola is talking about Leipzig last night. I'm gutted. Like, we have exclusive Friday night rights to Bundesliga games, and Bundesliga last night was Leipzig against Hoffenheim. They're both in the top 5. We couldn't do it because contractually I'm allowed to do Man United games because I'll always want Man United games. 5 fucking goals. 5 goals, 3 in the first half an hour. Bloody typical. What do you think of the England kits for the World Cup? I haven't seen them. Let me have a quick look. I mean, they're much of a much, aren't they? I don't mind it. I don't mind them. Looks like it's going to be 1-1 at half-time. Metallic says, who's your World Cup dark horse? Greetings from Australia. Frimpong's injured now. Dark horse for the World Cup. I'm just going to say Norway because I've done absolutely no research on it. I'd like to see Japan do well. I'd like to see Mexico do well. They're always 2 teams I like to watch in the World Cup. But I know nothing about them. But I think Japan have got some interesting players as well. I think Sano and Fujita. I think they've got some interesting players. McAllister's been caught here a little bit late. It's going to be a yellow card. The Prem don't have world-class attackers or wingers anymore. Let's have a look at this foul. No, that's not a red. Mohammed says, the Premier League doesn't have world-class attackers or wingers anymore. Back in the day, used to enjoy Hazard, Salahs and De Bruyne's. There's a lack, you're right. I mean, I don't know about wingers, but there is definitely a lack of top-class strikers in the Premier League. Considering there's 20 teams in the Premier League, I can't name 5 decent strikers. Haaland. Thiago's not bad. Well, you just look at the goal-scoring charts, don't you, this year? It's not great. There's a few okay. I mean, I think João Pedro's done okay. I think Sesko's done okay. Gyökeres has done okay. But we're talking, 5 top strikers out of 20. It's a struggle, isn't it? Would you take Baumgartner at United? He's been class. He's a good player. He deserves a move, team. I don't think he's a player that United need because he's another attacking midfielder, isn't he? At half-time, it is here 1-1. An early goal from Welbeck. Kirkes equalises on half an hour. So it's 1-1 at half-time. Liverpool need to try and get a win here to capitalise on United drawing last night and putting a bit of breathing space between themselves and Chelsea. Can they do that in the second half? We'll have to wait and see. I said Thiago. What is it about some people's inability to listen? Dude said Sesko and not Thiago. I literally said Thiago after Haaland, mate. Literally said it. So, but look, if you look at the Premier League top scorers this season, I think that, look, there's so much to analyse and debrief on this Premier League season. There really is. The long throw-ins, the obsession with set pieces, the slow nature of the game, the nil-nils. Is just so much wrong with the Premier League this year. But, I don't really feel like adding to the pile, but I definitely think the lack of strikers in the Premier League is a problem. I mean, look, I don't want to take you back to the 90s because the 90s were incredible for many reasons. But you go back to the 90s, you got people like Collymore, Les Ferdinand, Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp, Eric Cantona, Mark Hughes, Andy Cole, Teddy Sheringham, Chris Sutton, Alan Shearer, Robbie Fowler. A lot of these are English, by the way. Just top class strikers everywhere. Even people like Kevin Phillips at Sunderland. I mean, you had top class strikers and then you had strikers that were decent. And I look in the Premier League this year and I go, all right, top scorers in the Premier League this season: Erling Haaland, Thiago. And then you're sort of going down quite low then, because Gyökeres, Ekitike, Pedro, they're all around 10 goals. Calvert-Lewin, 10 goals. Danny Welbeck, 10 goals. Richarlison, 9 goals. It's Sesko, 9 goals. Watkins, 8 goals. Mateta, 8 goals. I don't know what it is about the Prem. Like, we don't seem to have an abundance of goal-scoring strikers this year. Is that stylistically? Pedro's got 14, sorry, not 10. But we used to have a lot of strikers who by this time of the season would have 15 goals or more. And we haven't got it anymore. Now, I don't know the answer. I think there is an absence of top-class strikers in the game. I think we're still very reliant on the likes of Lewandowski and Harry Kane and Erling Haaland and Mbappe. And beyond those four, what is there? So, I would say to any youngster, watch videos of Bergkamp, watch videos of Van Nistelrooy, watch videos of Henry. Where did they all play? Up front. Like, why are we not producing? In the English game, what happens when Harry Kane stops playing? Because I can't even see a 20-year-old coming through, or an 18-year-old, or a 23-year-old. We don't have... It's probably more... I mean, I don't know. We've probably got people watching who are French, South American. Is it a problem where you live? I don't know. But in the English game, we don't have many strikers coming through. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers that we've ever had. But beyond Harry Kane, there's not a lot there. There's not a 19-year-old scoring loads of goals for Liverpool youth and playing for the 21s. There's not an English striker in United's youth academy waiting to burst on the scene. I mean, Liam Delap, if we're being completely honest, he's okay. Liam Delap in the 90s would be James Beattie. Like, he's not Harry Kane, is he? So there's a big problem. I don't know what it is. Christian says it also comes down to less playing to a target striker and more spread attacks. I think it also comes down to the way that football's being played in the Premier League. If I said to you, I think this is a really interesting topic, so I'm going to run with it. If I said to you, look, the Premier League this season is about long throw-ins and set pieces, is that really a striker's bread and butter? It's more about centre-backs. It's more about, flick-ons and deflections and own goals. Strikers thrive on, open play, really, don't they? But if you look at the Bundesliga, you've got Guirassy, Tabakovic, Undav, obviously Kane's miles ahead. They're all strikers in the top area. Just going through other leagues. I mean, look, it might not just be a Premier League thing. I'm just having a look. Serie A top scorers: Martinez, Davis, Rasmus. There's not that many strikers scoring goals in Serie A, really, to be honest with you. Rasmus is third, Davies is second, Martinez is first. And then you've got people like Yildiz, who's not a striker, Lau's not a striker. Paz isn't a striker. Pulisic isn't a striker. So, I mean, look, maybe it's a general football thing. Let's have a look at La Liga. La Liga. Mbappe. And then there's not actually, when you look at La Liga, there's not loads of strikers scoring goals there. I mean, there's the lad who's second in Spain is Mariki, who plays for Mallorca. He's 31. So you've got Mbappe, Mariki, and then it's Yamal, and then it's Oyarzabal, Fernan Torres, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Sorloth. I don't know. Maybe it's not even an English thing. Maybe it's a general thing. You know. Can we have a look at some World Cup squads? Yes. So we looked at France before. We've done the England squad. We're sort of having a look at squads ahead of the World Cup. So let me entertain you. So the Brazil squad is Alisson, who's injured, Edison and Bento as the goalkeepers. Alexandro, Bremer, Danilo, Douglas Santos, Gabriel, Ibanez, Pereira, Marquinhos and Wesley. Midfielders, Santos at Chelsea, Casemiro, Man United, Danilo, Botafogo, Fabinho, Al Etihad and Sara, Galatasaray. And then forwards, Endrick, Martinelli, Thiago, Pedro, Enrique, Cunha, Rafinha, Rayan and Vinicius Jr. Again, I think Brazil have an incredible attack. I don't think their midfield's very strong. I don't think Brazil's midfield is very strong. Attack, loads of options. Defense is okay. And a lot of people have got Brazil to win it. What about the Argentinian squad? But what I'm trying to say is if you compare the Brazil squad to the England squad, the French squad, and we'll have a look at some more European squads, there are weaknesses in that Brazilian squad. Argentina. Let me just get the Argentina squad. But a lot of people feel that the Argentinian and the Brazilian squads will be really strong. It's hard sometimes to find the... It is hard sometimes to find these squads. It really should just be in one place. World Cup squad. No, it's not World Cup squad. I'm not looking for that. I just want to see the bloody squad. Mastantano got called up. Hold up. I literally saw it a minute ago and now I can't see it. Okay, I think we've got it here. Martinez, Rulli, Musso, Molina, Montiel, Romero, Ballardi, Senesi, Otamendi, Palacios, Tagliafico, Rojas, Acuna, Paredes, Peroni, McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Barco, De Paul, Palacios, Messi, Paz, Prestiani, Gonçalves, Simeone, Almada, Lopez, Alvarez. I mean, look, Argentina have got some good players. Alvarez, very, very good player. Paz, having a very good season. We know about the likes of Alexis McAllister. We know a lot about the likes of Romero. I think Argentina are a good sum of their parts, really. Mark Namadian says, its EPL quality is bad this season, but if you look at AFC and Liverpool perform better in UEFA, EPL teams are just difficult to break down in open play. Thank you very much. Rajaf says, JJ, Rooney, Thwaites all scored in under-21 win. Good stuff. Thank you, Rajaf. Jack says it's the inverted wingers and / inside forwards causing problems for strikers. And Nick P says it is stylistically. I mean, look at us. We have classic striker who only gets used off the bench. Is it tactical? Do you think managers are killing the modern striker? I think this is a conversation for today, because it could change tomorrow. Like, we've seen the death of positions in football in the past. Like, there's been many different systems that don't exist anymore. And, you know, we used to have a 4-4-2 with 2 strikers. That died. No one plays a 4-4-2 with 2 strikers anymore. Are we now moving to a world where you don't play with a striker? Are coaches destroying the striker role, and that's why it's dying? You know, you can't be a world-class striker if there aren't many opportunities to play in a team that wants one. Hi, Mark. Love the videos. Who do you think will finish in the top 4 this year? Well, it's the top 5, really, Ahmed. The world has changed with this extra spot that we now get. But it'll be Arsenal, Man City. It'll be Man United. It'll be, I don't know. Two out of 3. Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa. If Villa can focus in on the league as well as Europa League, they've got a great chance with the running they've got. Chelsea are now out of Europe, so they can focus, but they've got some difficult games. Liverpool, I think the next 45 minutes for Liverpool are important. I really do. I really, really do. I'll tell you what squad I want to have a look at. I want to have a look at the Japan squad. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I do just want to have a look at the Japan squad. So let's have a quick look, if we can. So a lot of them are based in Japan. All their goalkeepers. Watanabe from Feyenoord. Tomiyasu at Ajax. Ito from Bayern Munich. Sugawara from Werder Bremen. He's a good fullback. Ando at St. Pauli. And then you've got Kamada from Palace. Mitoma. Forgot about Mitoma. Bloody hell, I forgot about him. Mitoma at... they've got some good players, you know. They've got Mitoma at Brighton. Doan at Frankfurt's very good. Suzuki at Freiburg. Sato is not who I thought it was. Sano at Mainz is very good. Tanaka, Leeds. Fujita, St. Pauli. They have got some good players, Japan. Could be a bit of a dark horse. Could be a bit of a dark horse. Give me a squad and I'll have a look at it. Look at Spain and Portugal's squad, says Mohammed. Yeah, I love doing all this. I am starting to get the World Cup bug early. I can't wait. I'm fucking excited. I'm getting excited. I want to do the World... We're doing the World Cup qualifiers on Thursday. It's really weird to be getting excited about the World Cup this early, but I am getting excited. I think England are going to win the fucking lot. You can clip that. England are winning the fucking lot. We're winning it all. Winning the World Cup, winning the Champions League, winning the lot. Let's have a look at this Spanish squad. So you've got goalkeepers Simon, Rea, Romero and Garcia. Defenders Porro, Cabasi, Grimaldo, Llorente, Laporte, Husson, Cucurella, Mosquera. That's very good. Very good collection of defenders there. Midfielders Rodrigo, Pedri, Fernels, Olmo, Zubamendi, Soler, Firmin. Forwards Bernexia, Baina, Munoz, Yamal, Ayazabal, Pino, Borja and Torres. Where's Rodri then? Players coming out for the second half. Where's Rodri then? I think the problem with Spain is, who do they play up front? Because you've got... and where's Nico Williams? Is he injured? Rodrigo is Rodri, sorry. That makes a lot of sense. That does make sense. Second half's about to kick off. Where's Rodri then? They've already got Rodrigo. Nico Williams is injured at the moment. Yeah, I think when you look at Spain in the Euros, they did still have Morata, didn't they, as a striker? And he might have been, you know, a little bit older, but that focal point up front is really important. Is Pedri the best midfielder in the world? Ahmad, good player. Oyarzabal plays as a striker. I feel like Oyarzabel's been playing for bloody years. I really do. He's got a seagull on his head. I'll have a look at the Germany squad in a minute, but we are back up and running here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got nearly 10,000 watching, so please do share the video. Could you take a look at the Norwegian squad? We are doing a watch along here, but we will take a look at more in the half-5 watch along. Okay, so keep a note, and we'll come back to some more in the half times. Mike says so true. Oyarzabel's been playing for 30 to 50 years. It does feel like he's been around for a long time. Let's have a look. Oyarzabal. God, the top search is his age. He's only 28. He's only 28. I feel like he's been around forever. I'm sure he played in the 99 Champions League. He's been at Sociedad his whole life. I mean, he has been at Sociedad for 10 years. Yeah. Right, can Liverpool get back into this? Well, they are in the game. Can they get the 3 points? Look at Denmark. Is that United Vienna? Is that the Austrian squad? They have Varna and Chukwuemeka now. Well, if they've got players like that, that's very exciting, because I think Rangnick's got Austria playing really good football, and but they never really had a striker, did they? Baumgartner. I will look at some of these. Denmark aren't in the World Cup, Randy, but well, they're not in the World Cup yet. They could be in the World Cup. Scotland will beat Brazil, says Stella. That could happen. You know, you do get shocks. Austria have got some good players, Lema as well. Let it go. Oh, come on. We need some goals here. Marlow wants to take at the Norwegian squad. Yeah, we'll look at all those. Colombia could be one to watch as well, says Swag. Yeah, we'll look at some more of these at half-time later on. I got loads of World Cups for the last. I got loads of kits for the last World Cup. I don't think I'm going to bother this year. Nick P says Turkey always had decent players. Welbeck's yellow card there was a bit stupid. Szoboszlai just kicked the ball into him, and because he wasn't 10 yards away, it's a yellow card. But Minte shit show, says Dimension Stripper. Well, no Belaber on yet either. Can't get in the Brighton team, but United want to give him 70 million. Had a shit season, but United want to give him 70 million. I'm not. Cozy Cow says, are you covering all the 3 p.m. games? Yeah, I'm covering all the 3 p.m. games. Yeah, I am. I'm covering all of the 3 p.m. games. All of them. Yeah. Yeah. All one of them, which is for Fulham Burnley. So basically, you're asking me, am I doing a Fulham Burnley watch along? To which the answer is absolutely no. We're back at 5:30 for Everton Chelsea. Wharton or Anderson, says Ter. Look, I think Adam Wharton's done really well recently, but Elliot Anderson is definitely ahead. What one big country do you not want to win the World Cup? Says Go Birds Scotland. France. Yeah. I think they've had enough, France. Good feet by Gakpo. No, he's lost it. I'm hoping this game's going to open up a little bit because Liverpool really do need to win. Brighton, as I say, have won 3 of their last 4. Gakpo did quite well there to keep it in, but cleared away. Ob says Fulham Burnley now guaranteed to be 10-9. Just having a look at our predictions. Yeah, Robbie's copied me a lot today. Predict the score for Carabao Cup final, Mark, says Mohammed. I would say it will be a tight game and it will be a draw. Not a draw, a 1-0. Half and half. Look at the half and halves. You know what? Half and half scarves do get a bad rep, but I don't like them. However, I do sort of get them in the sense that I get it that it might be a game where you want to take a memento. It's a tourist thing, isn't it? Good save by the keeper. Good shot there from Kadioglu. Have you seen that Chelsea and Strasbourg fans are going to protest together for the Chelsea United game and United fans might join in? Pure cinema, says Discarded. I wonder if Sir Jim Ratcliffe will join in because he's a Chelsea fan. New red England kit looks gorgeous, says Weekly WS. Can you buy them yet? The only reason I ask is Seb desperately needs some new kits. And no, they're not out yet, are they? He's still got the... was it the Euros with the blue kit? He's still got that, but he's worn it so many times. He looks a little bit... You know when they've got old kits on and they're quite worn and you feel like they look a bit like a tramp? Yeah. Buy him the new United kit. He's got the black kit. Hi, Mark. Love the channel. Do you think if England win the World Cup and Arsenal win a few big trophies, do Rice or Saka have a shout for the Ballon d'Or? Says Ryan. Who would you say is the top 3 for the Ballon d'Or? They're out on the 23rd. Thanks, pal. I'll keep an eye on that, Vasco. Who would you say is Ballon d'Or winner? Saka's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he's done enough this season. Rice might have a chance. Look, put it this way. If Bayern win the league, which they will, and the Champions League, which they could, and England win the World Cup, I think Harry Kane would win the Ballon d'Or. Conversely, if Bayern win the Champions League and the league and France win the World Cup, Elise might have a chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. So I know what your point is. Good defending by Liverpool. Oh my God. Oh no, he's given a free kick. Harry Kane for Ballon d'Or at the moment looks good. I mean, some of the goals he's scored this year as well, incredible. But look, you know what? Think of Yamal. Think of Barcelona. Win La Liga, win the Euro, win the World Cup, and Spain win the World Cup, and Barcelona win the Champions League. So I think it does have an impact. Portugal, Bruno. I'd say at the moment, a lot depends on what happens in the Champions League. But yeah, I'm really excited about the World Cup. I've just got this... I don't know, I almost get emotional. I'm just thinking about the World Cup and, all the games and the bubble of the World Cup. I am really excited about it. It's probably going to be shit now. I'll tell you what, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday, though. One thing that's going to be bad about the World Cup is that the Golden Boot is going to be an absolute joke because there are some shit games. And if you're a striker that gets to play against some of the shit nations, you could literally bag 5 goals in one game. Like, some of these games could end up 10-0. So golden boot might be a little bit, yeah. Vitinha, if Portugal win the World Cup, and what a cross! Offside. He's got to be offside. I think Danny Welbeck's offside. It says 2-1 on the screen. Another cross to the back post. It's 2-1. Liverpool might... Sometimes I get a vibe. I'm getting a vibe it might not be given. I'm not getting too excited. Let me have a look. It's another cross into the box. I feel there might be a bit of an offside here. Let's have a look. I normally have a good radar on this. Well, they're both onside there. I feel he might be offside there, Welbeck. I think he's offside, Welbeck. The ball can't go forward. The ball goes forward. I think it's offside. I think it's offside. VAR is checking it, says S-Clad. Welbeck needs to be behind the striker there, and I think he's ahead of the striker. It's goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's been given. And it's another cross into the back post that has caused the issue for Liverpool. Wow. I tell you what. He's behind the ball then. If you pass the ball backwards, you can't be offside. But if the ball goes forward, you've got to be behind the person who passes the ball. So he's clearly behind the person who passes the ball there. And it was 2-1 to Brighton. Liverpool in crisis. I've got to come up with a new title. I mean, how many times have Liverpool and Chelsea been in crisis this season? Let's get real. Mr. Will says it's deserved for Slot not putting attackers on. You know what? That David Ornstein, and the problem Liverpool have got is that they played on Wednesday night and Brighton have had a whole week off. So if Brighton can get the energy levels up, it's huge. It's huge. Jones is injured now. But I found that David Ornstein update fascinating, where he said Liverpool don't have any plans to make a change with the manager. I mean, that was a bit of a... I mean, Jones didn't go down from that tackle. But Welbeck over Calvert-Lewin and Solanke, pure aura, says Rajaf. 2 goals for Welbeck, should be in the England squad. Ricky sat there screaming Luke Shaw, says Dan. Hi Mark, please go through every team in Europe and give us your best 11. Joke. Just a five to say thanks for the streams, says Chris. Thanks, Chris. Hope you're doing very well. Thanks for your super chat. So there you can see Welbeck is also behind the ball. So he can't be offside. He was actually behind the ball. Trophies are a team effort. Kane has been the best individual player in the world this season. 36 open goals, and it's only March, says Brad. Spot on. And Ewan says, do you think many teams in the World Cup will play the physical set-piece style we see in the Prem? Not sure how set up for it teams are, says Ewan. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Ryan says, I love the channel. Do you think if England win the World Cup and Arsenal... I've done that one, haven't I? Minte with the cutback. Liverpool look in trouble here. Chelsea and Villa, this could be huge for you. If Liverpool drop points here, and Minte's in again, and I think Frimpong's going to get booked here. He's struggled. Frimpong has really struggled with Minte's pace, hasn't he? There's been a few times where ref said play on, it's too soft, but that time he has given him a yellow card. He's really struggled against Minte. And I don't think Minte's played very well, but Frimpong's struggled with him. Sign any pro for your Baller League side. Who would you pick, says Ben? That's a good question. I think Harry Kane would be very good at Baller League. You need somebody who's strong physically, good control, and amazingly can shoot from anywhere. I think Harry Kane would be very good. Or you could go for someone a little bit more technical. Bruno, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer would be very good. You can imagine Cole Palmer playing that. Yeah, look, as I was just saying there, league table wise, this ain't good for Liverpool. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't understand. Talk to me, Liverpool fans. You don't even need to be a Liverpool fan. I don't understand why Liverpool are being so stubborn around keeping Slot. Because they've been really bad, Liverpool. Footballing wise, I think they've been bad all season. And they keep getting exploited from the same areas. Good free kick position for Brighton. Good save by the goalkeeper. Goldbridge, did you see the Athletic article? 41% of United fans would rather see City win the Prem over Arsenal. Diabolical. Yeah, it's mad, Roy. I do not get it. Each to their own, but I don't get it. How would you want Man City to get another title to make them think Pep's better than Sir Alex? And they're your City rival as well. I just don't get it. Arsenal haven't won the league for 22 years. It's not really not going to cause that much drama if they win the league. That's how the league table looks at the moment. The problem for Liverpool is they would be 2 points behind Villa, and Villa would have a game in hand, and they would only be 1 point ahead of Chelsea, and of course Chelsea play later. So Liverpool drawing themselves into this scary situation that, thank God, United aren't near it at the moment. I mean, I really didn't want us to be in that 5th, 6th position where 5th is the golden ticket and 6th is Thursday night football. And at the moment, Liverpool are putting themselves into that position. Joe says, what was your thoughts on Enzo's comments about Maresca's sacking? Look, Chelsea won't like it. I actually quite like the honesty. I don't know what Chelsea fans think. I mean, he basically said sacking Maresca halfway through the season was a mistake. You know, they had organisation, they had tactics, and it's caused issues. And I think that, you know, as a player, you know, would Chelsea be in that position if they'd kept Maresca? No, they wouldn't. And I think sometimes players, Bruno does it sometimes. I think you should be allowed to just speak like that. Imagine back then when the whole England squad was United players, says PS4. Thank you very much. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper for Verbruggen there. Curtis Jones was curling it into the bottom corner. It was a very, very good save by Verbruggen. Liverpool have got to try and get something out of this. Talking about getting something out of this, we're 5 subscribers away from hitting 464,000 on the road to 1.5 million. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Nothing happens with the corner. But they have another corner here, Liverpool. Bit of a mountain to climb. 25 minutes to go. They're losing 2-1 to Brighton. They played on Wednesday night. They're going to be getting tired. Is a point even good enough, really? Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do share the video. Cyber says there should have been a handball penalty. That's just about, yeah, that's just a bad camera angle. It makes it look like Welbeck's ahead, but I think when you look at the lines. Bear Crawl says, how would you fix the referee issues in the Premier League? It's very difficult because it's just incompetence a lot of the time, isn't it? It's not VAR. Excuse me. Abraham says, Liverpool should have got knocked out by Galatasaray, but instead PSG will embarrass another Premier League side again. I don't rate this Liverpool lot at all, says Abraham. Thank you very much for your super chats. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read that out. Just a reminder that we are live for Everton Chelsea later at 5:30, which is obviously a very important game if Liverpool don't win here for Chelsea. At half-time, we'll be going through some World Cup squads again. We were talking about a couple at half-time. We'll go through some of them again, which I enjoyed. Look, I know a few Liverpool fans, and they're very open and honest. They're a lot like United fans. We don't tend to have fans that will glaze the truth. And there is a general acceptance from most Liverpool fans I talk to that this season they've been shocking. That doesn't mean that they're slot out or, you know, whatever, but there is a general acceptance that they have played very badly from game week 1. They have ground out some good results, but consistently performed bad for most of the season. And it's hard to see things getting any better. They're just not... Look, I look at Liverpool under Klopp. I look at Liverpool under Slot last year. Fluidity, intensity, chance creation, all there. And a few things else. But look, if you've got fluidity, intensity, and you're creating chances, and Minte's in, terrible first touch, needs to get the shot off. Great save by the keeper. He did well to get out of his feet, Minte, and the keeper's made a very good save there. Very good save. And that's a foul as well. That could have been game over. And Liverpool, McAllister gets booked. I mean, Minte has absolutely destroyed Frimpong today. Keeper did very well. He struggled, Frimpong, no doubt about it. But yeah, I think with Liverpool, no intensity, no fluidity, and very little chance creation. These are things that they had last year and the year before. I just can't see where it's going to come from. I think they desperately... Sometimes it happens. You desperately need a summer transfer window. If he can play this in... Oh, how did that got lost in the shadows? Liverpool having to play a little bit higher and they're getting caught out here. Yeah, I think Liverpool desperately just need the summer. Regroup, reset, reassess. But of course, you don't want the summer without the Champions League. So for Liverpool, it's like they've got to get Champions League football. I know Frimpong's gone off. I was just saying in general he's been absolutely rinsed today by Minte, which is probably why he's took him off. Ain't nothing defensive about that Liverpool defence, says she. Mark, Liverpool are useless. Let's be honest. Do you think Pep will stay at Man City next season, says Blake? I don't know. I think with Pep, I felt like he would definitely go this summer, and then you listen to him and he's very vague. And look, from a Manchester City point of view, that's very clever. You don't want him to... Here we go, Minte again. His pace against this Liverpool line is a problem. He's won a corner as well. Was last season more of a Klopp team than a Slot team, says JP? Well, yeah. I mean, he didn't have any transfers, did he? But he did. Look, Slot deserves a lot of credit for taking on a team that's not even yours. And winning the league. He did do very well, but the questions are going to get asked now, aren't they? Would you like Minty at Man United? I think he's a little bit one-dimensional, if I'm being honest. But his pace is an asset, and he works hard. He's got a bit of shithousery about him as well. He does mix it up with people. Welbeck hat-trick, says Conrad. Oh, if he'd have caught that volley. They've still got it, Brighton. You know what? I wish I hadn't said a draw in Premier League predictions. I think I did fancy Brighton today, and I bloody said a draw, and I wish I hadn't. I think a Brighton win here is looking very good. Would Klopp go back to Liverpool, says James. Oh, Balib's coming on. Let's have a look. We're going to get 20 minutes. Would Klopp go back to Liverpool, says James. I don't know. I think he obviously cares about Liverpool. He obviously cares about Dortmund. But, he probably... It's one of those things, should you go back? Why did you leave in the first place? How quickly would those issues be an issue again? I mean, where would Liverpool be this season without Szoboszlai as well? I mean, how much has he done for them this year? It'd be interesting to see what Baleba does when he comes on, because he has been predominantly shit this season. So they're 2-1 up. Do you think Everton will get Europe this year? If Everton could get results at home, they'd be fine. Their home form is just shocking, really. But it's that new stadium adjustment, isn't it? Matoma and Baleba coming on. I mean, on paper, they should both be starting. So these are strong subs for Brighton. Who could make a late surge for Europe themselves, Brighton. What is Canate doing? I don't think that was a penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. Canate got into trouble, but I think he muscled Welbeck off the ball there. I don't think there was a push. Lovely feet by Rio. Wins a free kick. Nah, that's not a penalty for me. He's got a right to put his arm out. It's not a penalty. Sean Luke with the weirdest chat I've ever seen. I love the pain on Mark's face. Come on, Brighton. Someone want to tell him? Would you have called Welbeck up for England? Says Love Hate Games. I mean, Solanke or Welbeck? I don't really get it. I really don't really get it. What would you say is the percentage chance Baleba is at United next season? I feel it's 95% certain, says Pengas. Yeah, I mean, unless it changes in the next couple of months, I think it is pretty much nailed on that United are going to do it, which is scary, really, that you can have an ownership that's stubborn, that they'll do what they think and, ignore logic. Sean says, I think Liverpool are going to win this. Well, they're going to have to change the pattern of the game very, very quickly. Lovely play by Rio, though. He could be a game changer. And that's going to be a goal kick. So, double substitution. Chiesa is going to come on for Liverpool. Maybe that should have happened in the first half. Ekitike got injured and he brought on Curtis Jones. Maybe when your striker gets injured, you bring an attacking player on. Minte's going to come off for Mitoma. And we'll see who Chiesa is coming on in for a minute. Vauxhall Madness UK says, what's your favourite Vauxhall, Mark? Definitely an Astra. I used to have a Vauxhall Astra. I had the silver Vauxhall Astra about 10 years ago. And I liked it. It was a nice drive. Milner's coming off for Baleba. I mean, how is Baleba being benched by a 48-year-old? I don't know, but... Andy Robertson's coming on as well. How old is James Milner, really? I mean, it's incredible that he's playing midfield games in the Premier League at 40. Fucking hell. That doesn't get spoken about enough. That does not get spoken about enough. I did not realise he was 40 years of age and he's playing centre midfield in the Premier League. That is incredible. That is incredible. I did not realise he was 40. You know, if that was like Paul Scholes doing it for Man United, or Kante doing it for Chelsea, or, I don't know, trying to think of an older Arsenal midfielder. 40 years of age and playing in the midfield in the Premier League, in an intense Premier League game as well. Like, it's Liverpool, you know, up against, oh, Mitoma, lovely feet. Oh, it should have been 3-1. Cut it back and they missed it. Now Liverpool on the attack. Chiesa. Good block. Good block. Van Heck. I want to see that chance that Mitoma put on a plate, really. Lovely run by Mitoma. Look, glides past. Cuts it back. Little bit behind the Brighton player, to be honest. Hinchell would. Liverpool will definitely lose this now. Bringing on Chiesa for Konate never works, says Noxie. Well, I apologise in advance. I have no creativity. I'm just going to do Liverpool in crisis video because, you know, it's an easy headline. Kirke's off, scored a goal, but I think he's struggled. I do think he has struggled in a Liverpool shirt. Look at Mitoma now. He's just cruising past Liverpool players, winning free kicks. Easy work. Yeah, we're back at R5. Chelsea against Liverpool. Can't believe we want to pay 60 million for Milner's subs as Bernardo. I know. It is silly money, really. It's very hard. I'm not making any excuses for Liverpool. I don't want to. But it's very hard to play Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League. And when you think about it, Champions League, Galatasaray, drew to Spurs at Anfield. Champions League, Galatasaray, lose to Brighton away. Like, Liverpool have not responded well to European fixtures. And the reason for that is their squad is pretty threadbare, to be honest. They don't have a lot of rotation. You look at Arsenal. If you don't want to play Gyökeres, you can play Jesus. If you don't want to play Trossard, you can play Martinelli. If you don't want to play Saka, you can play Madueke. They've got rotation throughout their whole squad. Liverpool don't. They've got to keep picking the same players all the time. And I think the minute Ekitike goes off as well, they don't really have anything, do they? Goat says Liverpool's biggest mistake was selling players and not replacing them. I mean, look, I don't know whether you keep an eye on the Bundesliga. Luis Diaz is one of the best players in Europe. I think they've missed Trent and Robertson. I don't think they've got anywhere near replacing them. And I think their midfield and their centre-backs have struggled this season for whatever reason. And I think, as I said, they've played badly all season, and it surprises me that they think they don't need to consider changing the manager, especially when Alonso's there to go and get. I've got 2 questions here from Ross Barr. He says, 2 questions. Do you think Ireland will qualify for the World Cup? And do you think Madueke will get the England call-up for the World Cup? I mean, I would take Madueke because I think he's had a very good season for Arsenal. And, you know, at Chelsea, I didn't really get it. But at Arsenal, I do. And I'd like to see Ireland qualify for the World Cup. I think it would add something. There's obviously a huge Irish community in the United States, and it would be great to see them. I just don't know whether they're good enough. I think that's the problem. Obviously, I lived in Ireland for a few years. I know people over there, and they're like, I just don't know whether we've got the players to do it. It's a long way apart from the likes of, you know, Roy Keane and Niall Quinn and that. So it's sad what's happened to Irish football, actually, because they had a really good sort of 15-year period from 88 to 2002, and then it's just been gradually dropping off for the last sort of 20 years. And it wasn't just because they used English players. Roy Keane, Damien Duff, Robbie Keane, Ian Hart, you know, they had some really good players coming through. I just don't know what's happened to Irish football. I don't know why they haven't been able to replicate that. Bailey says, what are you doing as for watch-alongs? I don't know what that means, but we're back at 5:30 for Chelsea, Everton. 8 minutes to go here. See, that's where referees need to stop games, because that wasn't a foul on Szoboszlai, but he just falls over and the referee goes, yeah, let's have a break. Let's not have a break. Let's get on with it. What player has had the saddest downfall in your opinion, says Bear Crawl? What do you mean, like a player that looked like they were going to be good that fell off? I mean, look, I think Dele Alli was a sad one. I think he looked like a really talented player. I always think about that goal he scored for Spurs against, was it MK Dons in the Carabao Cup? But then you look at people like Van Basten and you know what a player he was, and it just got ruined by injury. I think Gascoigne could have been an incredible player if he hadn't done that stupid tackle to destroy his knee. Rio did really well there. And it's a goal kick. Tomorrow, we've got Spurs Forest at 2:15, which is just massive. Absolutely massive. 4th and 5th from bottom. A point separates them, and 3rd from bottom. Huge game. And then, obviously, we've got the Carabao Cup tomorrow night as well. Tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. The relegation derby. Yeah, and of course, West Ham are kicking off at the same time against Villa, which is also interesting in relation to top 4 and relegation. Lewis Dunk has just got booked and missed the next 2 matches. I bet he's not happy about that. Are you doing Sunderland against Newcastle? I don't really care. I think it's quite a boring Premier League mid-table clash. at a shit time. So, no. And also, I wouldn't be watching it anyway. Nice ball into Gakpo. He needs to hold this up a little bit and wait for support. Decides to go for it alone. And it's a good save by the goalkeeper. And it's headed back to him. I would take Welbeck to the World Cup. Yes, Seagull. Because, you know, he's experienced. And I think he's better than Solanke and Calvert-Lewin. That was good play by Baleba. And then they've got an overlap here. Kadioglu. And they'll take the corner. Nearly 13,000 watching. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate you. We've got about 5 minutes to go here. Hertzler's not very happy about something. This would be 4 wins out of the last 5 for Brighton, by the way, if they can get the win here. Just as a little bit of a reminder, that's pretty impressive, I think. Most would agree. Corner to Brighton. Lost in the sun. What? How did that not go in? Cleared off the line and then a good shot as well. Really could have been curtains there for Liverpool. Thing is, Liverpool are trying to get back into this game, but Brighton actually have got attackers on that can score. They've got Rutter on as well. He's just done really well, but Liverpool will win it back. I feel like Gravenberch's had quite a quiet game. I can't see Liverpool getting back into this. You know, sometimes you'd be like, oh, they're going to get a goal. I can see it. They're going to get a goal. I just don't. I don't see Liverpool getting back into this. You just get a vibe. They'll bloody score now. Andy Robertson. Good header away. I tell you what, I'd have had to apologise there because I don't see Liverpool getting a goal, but they nearly just did. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and see what happens in the last few minutes. $88 minutes. Rio's done very well. Wins a corner. How many times has Van Dijk stepped up and scored important goals for Liverpool from corners? Best player in the Premier League this season, says Joshua. Well, I think it's my man, Bruno Fernandes. You could argue Declan Rice. You could argue that. You could argue even Gabriel. But I think it's Bruno Fernandes. Corner straight into the keeper's arms. Just a couple of super chats to catch up on. Thank you very much to Funky, who says, are you doing any international watch-alongs? Yeah, I mean, look, I'm very excited about the World Cup. So we'll do England on Friday night. Thursday night, we're going to do the knockout qualifiers. And then on the Tuesday night, it's England and the deciding knockout qualifiers. So, yeah, we'll do a few. Looking forward to it. Matoma lays it off. There was time. There was time. It's still time. Matoma, good save. Brighton looking to kill this off. Liverpool on the ropes. Into the box. Szoboszlai, he's not done well enough. Oh, cleared away. Brighton knocking on the door, but they'll win a throw-in. 6 minutes added on. Osman out says Liverpool literally don't have any pace. Hi Mark, are you going to have a Moscow Mule tonight? I had one this morning, says Jade. So a Moscow Mule is an alcoholic beverage, which I believe has vodka, ginger ale and lime in it. I haven't got any bloody lime. I need to have this Moscow Mule. Moscow Mule. It's made with vodka, ginger beer and lime juice, garnished with a slice or wedge of lime. I could have one of these tonight, but I haven't got a bloody lime. I'm going to go and have a look after this. Craig says, you're a down-to-earth bloke. Big up. Thanks very much for your super chat, Craig. Hope you're having a good day. And Flux says, taking Foden, poor for City, never done it for England. I know. I don't know why he's in the squad, really. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well and having a good day. This is Daniel Thompson. You too. It'd be a very good day if Liverpool drop points again. There's something nice about no matter what Man United are doing, if Liverpool are doing worse. Remember, this is the team that won the league as well last season. I don't know why Jordan Henderson's going to the World Cup as well. I think that's a fair point from Galv. I don't know what Jordan Henderson's done to go to the World Cup. I mean, I presume he starts. Does he start every game for Brentford? I mean, they've had a good season, Brentford, but I don't think Jordan Henderson should be going to the World Cup. And it's, you know, especially, you don't need to take Henderson and Maguire. I think you're taking 2 spots on experience there. Man of the match, Danny Welbeck. Totally deserved. Liverpool just can't get the ball up the other end here. We've already had 3 minutes of the 6. Liverpool could be in 6th themselves tonight if Chelsea get a result at Everton. That's not a nice scenario for Liverpool going into the international break, of course. And the interesting thing around Liverpool is that they're on the break here. Rio has looked quite lively and he's been absolutely clattered there, and it will be a yellow card. The interesting thing for Liverpool is that they've struggled after Champions League games, and their next 2 Premier League games are Fulham at home, again on the Saturday after a Wednesday game in Paris, and then they've got to go to Everton after the second leg. So Liverpool's problem is going to be, can they start winning games after playing in Europe? Because they don't have the squad for it. Sad to see what's going on with Kulusevski. What's he done? Somebody said to me he might not play again. He's been out for a year. Tottenham manager gave a barrage of great injury updates. No timetable for a return. Maddison could be back at the end of May. Kulusevski, no update. It's incredible. It's a long, long injury. I mean, I remember him missing the Europa League final. Would you take Welbeck as backup? Last dance, says Rima. He's already signed a new deal at Brighton, mate, so it won't happen. But I would, yeah. 30 seconds to go. It ain't easy, brav. For Slot. It's a knee injury with Kulusevski. Look, everybody's literally different, isn't it? Brentford are only 3 points off Chelsea. I mean, Brentford have got to go to Leeds, but imagine if Brentford beat Leeds and Chelsea lose. It'd be 1 point off Liverpool. Champions League football for Brentford. Wow, that would be... it won't happen, but... I will do a match reaction, yeah, and then we're back at 5:30. And that is... Is it the final whistle? No, he's going back for a... He's going back for an offside. I thought it was full time. M. River says his injury that he's got is quite rare. Some people that have it have pain for the rest of their lives. Liverpool are back, says Denise. Oh, wait, they're not. Well, maybe... Well, Brighton have got a 3v3 here. Could even be a... That's a terrible pass. Terrible pass. Ref's still playing. That's not a foul either. He gets the bloody ball. I think the ref's been shit. I really do. Szoboszlai hits it long. And the final whistle does go. It's another loss for Liverpool. Another loss for Liverpool. 3 wins out of 4 for Brighton. They will be getting nervous. Liverpool will be getting nervous because if Chelsea win today, or actually if Chelsea draw today, it puts Liverpool into 6th. And they've got some difficult games to come. Very difficult games to come. Right, I'm going to do a match reaction. We are back with you at 5:30 for Everton against Chelsea. Part 2 of this Champions League race for 5th. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Liverpool in crisis video downloading.